Hi everyone. Today I'll be sharing a yoga class with you that's primarily based on twisting, so you can get a nice release in your lower back and your upper back and feel good as you move around throughout the rest of your day. For this class, I'll be demonstrating all the different postures, but you can take it at your own pace. Feel free to pause the video to go into your practice and then press play when you're ready for instructions for the next posture. So without further ado, let's begin. We're going to start off on the ground, so go ahead and find a comfortable position on your back. And as you're breathing, make sure your belly is rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. We're taking diaphragmatic breaths here. 5 breaths. Now that we have a nice rhythm with our breath, we're going to start incorporating some movement. So with your next inhale, lift one arm above your head. And as you exhale, drop that arm down to your side once more. On your next inhale, you'll lift the opposite arm above your head, and as you exhale, you'll drop it down to your side. Continue this exercise until you have lifted both arms above the head 5 times. For our final upper body warm-up, we're just going to add one more movement. So as we breathe and lift the arm up, we're also going to rotate the head in the opposite direction of the lifting arm. So if I lift my right hand up, I'm looking to the left, and as I drop it down, my head goes back to center. And as I lift my left hand up, I'm looking to the right, and as it comes down, my head goes back to the center. We'll do this 5 times on each side. From here, you're going to bend your knees and bring your feet flat on the ground. Then, you're going to grab the back of your right leg and extend your right foot to the sky on the inhale. As you exhale, bring the foot back down. So as you inhale, your heel is extending towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, you're bringing the foot down towards the ground. If this is hard for you, don't worry. Do your best with the intention of extending that heel towards the ceiling. Regardless of how deep you go in this posture, make sure that your neck, shoulders, and jaw are completely relaxed. You're going to repeat this motion 5 times on the right side, and then you're going to switch legs and do the same thing again 5 times on the left leg. From here, we're going to start adding a little bit more abdominal engagement. So go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, and as you inhale, lift your arms overhead and extend your feet up to the sky. As you exhale, bring your arms down to your sides and bend your knees. Do this 10 times. Breathe slowly and diaphragmatically. Try to keep your back completely on the ground. For the next exercise, bring your knees into your chest and keep your arms out in a T. Every time you exhale, bring your knees over to one side, and as you inhale, come back to center. So as you exhale, you're creating a nice twist. It's not necessary to bring your knees all the way down, do your best. And as you inhale, you're coming back to center. Do this exercise 5 times on each side, and then come back to center. Next, find your way onto your hands and knees, and as you inhale, drop your belly, and as you exhale, round your lower back. On the inhale, you drop your belly, lift your head and tailbone up, and as you exhale, you drop the head, chin to the chest, round the tailbone, round the lower back. Do this 10 times. From here, you're going to come into a neutral tabletop position, and as you exhale, you're going to sit back down onto your heels. So as you inhale, you come back to center, hands and knees. And as you exhale, you sit back down onto your heels, child's pose. You're going to do this 10 times. From here, extend your feet forward with a slight bend in your knees, enough so to where when you exhale and fold forward, you can bring your chest all the way down to your thighs. If that's hard for you, bend your knees more or place a pillow on top of your thighs. Do your best to touch your toes. If that's not possible, it's okay. We're trying to get a nice stretch in that lower back. Do this exercise for 10 breaths. Then remain in a forward fold position for 10 breaths. From here, find your way onto your hands and knees, and as you exhale, sit back into child's pose. As you inhale, come back onto your hands and knees, and this time as you exhale, come into down dog. You'll repeat this pattern 10 times. So inhaling, coming back to your hands and knees, exhale, sitting into child's pose, inhale, coming back into that neutral hands and knees position, and exhale, downward dog. Tailbone up, heels down. Once you're finished with your 10 repetitions, you're going to stay in down dog for 3 breaths. Next, you're going to extend your feet out wide and bring your arms out to your sides. From here, you're going to do 2 things on the exhale. First, you're going to twist to one side. Then, you're going to bring the opposite hand to the opposite foot. So if I twist to my left, I'm bringing my right hand to my left foot. I'm twisting to my right, I'm bringing my left hand to my right foot. If you aren't able to touch your feet, you can always place blocks and bolsters next to your feet and touch those instead. Twist to each side 5 times, and then once you've twisted to each side, hold the twist on each side for 3 breaths. Next, you're going to come into a plank position, and on your exhale, you're going to move your left foot towards your left hand. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, move the right foot towards the right hand. You'll move each foot towards its respective hand 5 times. So 5 times going to the left side, 5 times going to the right side. Try to keep your back and legs in one straight line so that your hips are neither too far down or too far up. If this exercise is challenging for you, feel free to place blocks under your hands and then do your best to move your foot towards your hands. Next, find your way into a crescent lunge position with your front leg bent, your back leg extended, and your back heel up. Then, you're going to inhale to standing, lifting the back knee up to the sky, lifting the arms to the sky. Exhale, come back down into your crescent lunge again. You'll do this 5 times on each side, and then rest. If this exercise is too hard for you, shorten your stance when you go back for a lunge, or simply just practice balancing on one leg. The next posture can be a little bit challenging, so do your best, and over time you will get better. You're going to start off in a crescent lunge position, and then twist towards the side of the bent knee. If this is enough for you, stay right there. If you want a little bit more, come down into the twisted crescent lunge. You're going to hold this position to the best of your abilities for 5 breaths on each side. From here, lift your arms overhead and then sit down into a chair or squatting position. Make sure that your hands, shoulders, and hips are in one straight line and that your toes are in front of your knees. We're going to hold this position for 10 breaths. This next posture is also optional. It's called standing eagle. You're going to take your right leg and wrap it around your left leg. Then you're going to take your left arm and wrap it around your right arm. Try to hold this posture for about 5 breaths. Then switch sides. If you're having difficulty wrapping your arms and legs, don't worry, do your best. If you're having difficulty balancing, you can try using a wall for support. From here, you're going to come into what's going to be our last challenging posture of the day. You're going to cross your knees one over the other, making sure that your left knee is on top. Then you're going to point your left elbow to the ceiling and point your right elbow to the ground and try to grab your hands from your back. If it's hard for you to grab your hands, you can use a towel. You're going to hold this position for 5 breaths on each side. From here, you're going to come into cat-cow, just like we did earlier in this practice. So inhaling, your belly falls, your shoulder blades come together. And as you exhale, you round your back, you round your tailbone, drop your head, chin to your chest. You're going to do this cat-cow sequence for 10 breaths. We're going to start to slow the pace down now with the static child's pose. So find a comfortable position to lay down in child's pose in. If you like your knees out wide or closer together, either way is fine. If you like your elbows in towards your body or extended away, either way is fine. However you're comfortable. If you're still not comfortable in this position, you can always place a bolster under your hips or under your head for additional support. You're going to be here for 10 breaths. Make sure to slow down your breaths. Take time for you. This is your time to start going more inward. Next, you're going to straighten your legs with a slight bend in the knees. And then as you exhale, you'll fold forward, bringing your chest to your thighs. Drop your head, relax your shoulders, and come into a static forward fold position. You're going to stay here for 10 breaths, making sure that you're breathing with your diaphragm. From here, you're going to come onto your back with your knees into your chest. As you inhale, you move your knees away from your chest. And as you exhale, you bring your knees in towards your chest. You can keep your hands on your kneecaps to help guide this motion. You're going to do this for 5 breaths, after which you're going to hold your knees into your chest in a static position for another 5 breaths. Next, you're going to bring your knees back into your chest, and on your exhale, you're going to twist over to one side. Keep your arms out in a T position and place your head wherever it's comfortable. Stay here for 5 to 10 breaths and then switch sides. For our final posture, we're going to come into corpse pose or Shavasana. You're going to extend your legs out wide and bring your arms out to your sides. Let your breathing be natural as your mind and body rest in this position. Stay here for at least 5 minutes. Thank you for joining me for this practice. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.